Jeffrey keeps changing his mind. In the gym, he says he's bulking, but then tomorrow he says he's cutting, and then the next day he says he's bulking again. Jeffrey! Push-pull legs, upper, lower, full butt. Jeffrey! Stick to one path. Wait, what's this? Now he's trying to become an entrepreneur. But why does he keep switching business models? You're never gonna build success like this, and even if you do, you'll lose it. You need to strengthen your mind just like Adonis. Adonis has a still mind. He's meditating. He meditates every single day for decades. Meditation is so normal for him, just like brushing his teeth and evading taxes. Because of his practice of meditation, Adonis is able to focus on his goals without getting distracted, without changing his mind, without switching ideas. That's what builds massive success through consistency. I was Jeffrey, and this is my worst bad habit that has honestly fucked up my life, my business, my relationships, every part of my life before this. Changing my mind too often. When I was in university, I had this Polish flatmate named Simon. Simon with a Z instead of an I. We used to go to the gym together, and every day I would be in the gym hyping up with him and saying, oh bro, yeah, I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna get shredded. You know, I've seen all these pictures of these guys, they're all shredded. Yeah, I'm gonna get shredded. And then the next day, I'd look to him and say, oh bro, yo, I'm gonna bulk, I'll get big, you know, you eat big and then you'll look big and then, you know, you'll fill out the shirt and you will go to the gym and I'll be stronger. I kept on changing my mind so much that then in the mornings when we would meet to like walk downstairs to the gym, he'd go, hey Hamza, are you bulking or cutting today? With like a shit-eating grin on his face to take the piss out of me. Basically, I was changing my plan, my goal every single day that he was asking me like, what's your goal today? And it wasn't just in fitness, it was then on my YouTube channel. For the last few years, I kept on changing my editing format. I'd go from like the Jeffrey Adonis edited videos to really long unedited videos and then go back again and go short videos and long videos. I just couldn't stick to one thing. And then I started to change the advice that I was giving out to young men. I would tell you one thing and then a few months later, tell you to do something completely different. And then people used to go into the comments and say like, what the hell, just a few months ago you told us to do something different, now you're telling us to do this. Which one should we believe? And I lost the trust of my own followers because of this. And for good reason, because it must have been fucking annoying to see me do that over and over, just constantly changing my mind. People used to comment and even make videos about me saying that Hamza changes his mind too much. And for like a year straight, I'm not gonna lie, every time I saw one of those comments, I was like, oh yeah, right, no, it doesn't even matter, you know, changing your mind is like a sign of growth. And still, to be honest, look, in some ways it can be. Of course, you don't want to stay rigid to one style of thinking, otherwise we'd all still be like poor little Jeffreys. But changing your mind too much, like every week, that's when you're going too far. That's when it's not about growth, it's just about inconsistency. And so about 2 months ago, I posted a video titled, Why I Changed My Mind So Much, where after a lot of deep reflection, conversations, journaling, I realized there's two major issues. One, I stopped meditating, and I think meditation is one of the biggest things because it really kept me grounded, it really kept me focused on one thing. Think about it, when you meditate, you just focus on one thing. But also two, sometimes it's hard for me to make videos for my channel because I'm trying to speak to so many different kind of people. So sometimes I'm trying to give advice to a guy to start the gym, and for example, I might tell him to go to the gym every single day so he can build up the habit, because also if he's not in the gym, he's probably at home and he's probably fucking gooning. So if he goes to the gym for 3 hours a day, that's actually probably better for him than being at home. But for someone more advanced, for someone who's already got a great physique, but then he's saying that, okay, I've got a good physique, I'm in great shape, but I'm still poor, like I don't know what career to get into, or maybe I do, but I'm just not really making money. To him, I might say, okay, don't go to the gym every day, go to the gym maybe just 3 times a week, save the time, save the energy, put it into your work. So you would give different advice to 2 different people, right? Your brain's probably just got activated by the last 1 minute of that advice to like lower your gym time so you can focus more on work. You'd give different advice to different people. And I was doing that all on the same channel. And so I realized when I posted this video, why I changed my mind so much, I just explained it thinking like, I think this is the reason why. And the comments were so positive because everyone was like, oh yeah, that actually completely makes sense. One, it's the meditation, and two, because you're trying to speak to like different levels of experience in terms of self-improvement, all on the same channel. So on one video, you're speaking to a beginner, telling him to do something, but on another video, you're speaking to someone who's more advanced, telling him to do something different, but the beginner's watching that video and he's saying, hey, you changed the advice, which one do I follow? And I never really made it that clear, like who I was speaking to. And then to make this even harder, sometimes I just press record and I just tell you what I'm going through and what my newest insights are, which are often different than what they used to be 6 months ago. Like what I'm doing in my day-to-day life is very different than what I was doing 2 years ago, 3 years ago as well. So you can imagine this was such a confusing problem to deal with. And so around 2 months ago when I posted that video, I said to myself, you know what? This is clearly like my worst bad habit. And so I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna give it the attention it deserves, not just for me, but also for my boys who watch me and you wanna see me make progress, not just in fitness and in business and visual things, but a lot of self-improvement is about these weird like psychological traits that we have. And so I thought, you know, how inspiring it would be if my own boys see me make progress in something that's outside of the normal realm, like fitness and business. So I took it seriously. 2 months ago, I started to take this so seriously and I said, you know what, look, the big thing is just start meditating every day again. Because I used to meditate every single day for an hour straight in 2020 and 2021, like every day for like hundreds of days straight. I meditated for 1 hour a day. And then in 2022, I just completely stopped it. I got like this ego thinking like, oh, well, you know, the self-improvement habits, they got me to a good life. I don't really need to like do these habits anymore. And so many guys actually comment and say this, like this is what happened to them. And naturally, when I felt like that, my self-improvement started to go down. And I didn't realize how much meditation was keeping me grounded and still. And so that's when this problem of like changing my mind really started to happen. 2 months ago, I made the decision to just get serious in meditation again and start meditating every single morning, just like I used to. And today, I have meditated for 62 days in a row. 100% consistency, 62 days streak, 16 hours and 23 minutes of meditation in the last 2 months. Not an hour a day. I think that averages out to about 15 minutes a day. Right now I'm doing about 20 to 30 actually. And that's been one of the biggest, probably the biggest change that I've made like this year. Like I've done a lot of things this year, last year, I've leveled up the business. Last year I made $220,000 in 1 month. This year I did the kickboxing fight. This is probably still the best thing that I've done, that I really feel the difference inside of me, because meditation is kind of like the foundation of good decision making, which then is the rest of your life. So I've taken meditation seriously. 62 days in a row. I have not missed a single day, bro. Every single day I wake up now and I just stick it on for 20 minutes and just follow it as best as I can. And I'm so proud to say that. I really think this was the big missing piece for me. Like I'm literally so happy to say this because, you know, getting more muscle, getting more money, those things are fucking awesome. But this is like real self-improvement. This is the kind of self-improvement that leads to the better fitness gains and the money and everything. You know, those things that we really want. It's often the self-improvement habits that will actually get you there. And it's just been a reminder for me of just how valuable and important meditation is. So this is like my 2-month update where I really think I've actually made like the best progress I have against this bad habit of changing my mind too much since I've knew that I had this problem. And if you've been watching me for a while, you saw me have this problem before. If you think about it, right now when you watch this video, now you're thinking like, oh yeah, shit, like Hamza probably hasn't actually changed his mind as much as he used to the last like few months, right? Like months ago, before this, a year ago, you probably were thinking this like every fucking week. Oh, here we go again. Okay, no Jeffrey Adonis videos. Okay, full fucking 4-hour video. Okay, 20-minute video. Like, you know, he just keeps changing his mind, changing his advice and all this bullshit. But I feel like I've been really fucking consistent, right? I've stuck to the same format on YouTube all this time, the same editing style for the last 2 months. I've even stuck to my own like workout routine and cut as well. So I've been cutting and I've actually stuck to it for more than 2 months and I've got pretty fucking shredded. You can literally even see the difference in my face from like this video right now to like videos we were posting like 2-3 months ago when I had like a fucking double chin. Like I'm literally like so consistent on this cut, on the meditation, on the editing style. And that other problem that was happening of me giving different advice, changing the advice I was giving on my videos. I think I've solved that as well. I have this new channel called Hamza Advanced, where I've been posting longer, detailed guides for the guys who have already successfully followed this channel, and now they need like the next level. So now this channel can be kept so pure for the guys who need to get onto self-improvement and get consistent onto self-improvement. And then I have my advanced channel for guys who have been on self-improvement for a few years. And now like the advice shouldn't really overlap. Like I shouldn't come here and say something that makes you think, wait, what? That's like different advice than what he just gave last week. I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but I'm gonna show you something. This channel was losing subscribers for the entire year. Like every day I was losing like 200, 300, 400 subscribers every single day. And then in the last few days, in the last week, in the last 2 weeks, we have had the best growth on this channel. It actually went into the positive for the first time in like a year. I set a goal for myself, which was to see the subscribers go into the positive at the end of this year. So to give it like another 3 months of sort of, me making progress, and it's already got there now, which is so good to see. Like, can you imagine how fucking good that feels to see? To have like this weird intellectual, psychological problem that's so hard to explain, like changing your mind, like how do you fix that? And now like I figured it out, I've cracked it. It was fucking meditation, and I just needed to meditate every single day, and I'm already seeing the result on like something so like tangible like your YouTube channel. Like, can you imagine how nice that is for me to feel? This channel, this movement is coming back up, and I swear to God, like the big thing was me just taking my self-improvement journey more seriously. It was me just getting back into meditation. It's like, I can't even explain. It's like I've had like this fog over my brain for the last 2-3 years, just making stupid decisions, not even knowing what the fuck I was doing. And meditation has fixed it. Like, one other thing is why I think my YouTube channel's done so well, and like everyone's been in the comments saying like, holy shit, like, it's fucking awesome to see Hamza doing well, and like I'm back on self-improvement, you're back on self-improvement. But another reason why I think I've done so well recently is because with the clarity that's come from meditation, I kind of just sat there and asked myself, okay, well, like, why did you lose the love and the trust of your followers? Well, because of like some people made hate videos about me where they just lied. And I was like, okay, well, you just let them. What if you actually respond and give the facts about the situation? Tell people what the truth is. And I was like, yeah, like, why the fuck didn't I do that? So then I did that. I made a couple of videos talking about these guys who were just making up lies and exaggerating, and these people whose entire channels are just hate. And I responded and I defended myself, and everyone was in the comments like, oh yeah, it makes sense actually. I'm so glad you finally fucking spoke about it, because now I believe you. I let like these haters just have like a one-sided victory because I just let them attack me without saying anything back, because I didn't have the mental clarity to deal with that kind of situation. And then also I've made my own mistakes, I've fucked up, I've changed my mind. And I think the mental clarity from meditation, it's allowed me to kind of sit there when I'm working in the morning to think, okay, what video needs to be made? What message do I need to send? What do I need to say to my most loyal followers? You've noticed probably for the last few months, I've made still a bunch of normal videos, but I've actually made a bunch of what I call like explainer videos, where I explain like my own journey. I explain like, the mistakes that I've made that I know a lot of guys have criticized me for. Because before this, I never even had that as an idea in my mind. I never even had the mental clarity to think like, okay, well, why don't you just like make a video addressing it all? It was meditation that gave me the mental clarity for that. And it's the same for your self-improvement journey. When you're consistent on meditation, you'll notice that you'll have less fights with your parents. You'll notice that when you go up to a girl, you'll just be like 10 times smoother, where you'll be present and you won't be as like agitated little fidgety, shallow breathing little boy, but you'll be like a charming man. With meditation, you'll be so much more clear on what path to take when it comes to your career or business. It is meditation that gives us that mental clarity that helps us with every other parts of life. How beautiful is that? And I can't believe I overlooked it, but no longer. I have been meditating every day for 62 days straight, and we can all feel the energies coming back up on this channel, where like literally the stats, the statistics are showing it come back up, but also in the comments, everyone's been so fucking positive to me, which is, it feels like this is the biggest, warmest hug ever. Like, this is fucking real shit. I was sat with my friend yesterday and we were talking about love and relationships. And I won't go into too many details, but I ended up just going on my phone and going onto the comments of a YouTube video. And there was a guy who wrote something like, oh, Hamza, I never stopped watching you. I saw all these people who were making hate videos about you. I saw you make a bunch of mistakes, but I kept on watching. I always supported you. And he said, like, love from India. I read that out loud to my friend and I said, you know what? This is weird to say, but it's like, I think I've gotten more love and support from my boys who watch my videos than honestly, like, any girl that I've dated before. Honestly, like, even friends that I've had more, like, acceptance, love, support, brotherhood, respect from the guys who've been committed to me and my journey, from the guys who've supported me for years, even though you had every reason not to. And I'll be honest, sometimes I overlook that. Sometimes, you know, you can imagine from my perspective, it's so easy to, you know, see like hundreds, thousands of comments and it just turns into like dopamine, or, you know, just like text on the screen rather than like a real human being. I'm not perfect, but like sometimes I try and really imagine the human who's saying this and think like, fuck me, like I've got some loyal fucking supporters. I've got some guys who like have backed me, who have supported me. And we were talking, me and my friend, we were looking at the comments and I was like, fuck me, like these guys are the ones who are showing me the gratitude. These guys are the ones who have supported me. And so I started like getting into this, like, you know, kind of like bathrobe Hamza kind of rant to my friend, because he's a YouTuber as well. And I was like, bro, we give these guys any amount of love and support and they return it to us 10x. You know, we are so focused as young men on just like, you know, meeting girls and everything, which is, look, it is normal, but like, you know, we're so focused on that. And here we have the brotherhood, the love that's been here the entire time. But it really, that moment, it really made me think like, fuck me, like I've got some fucking die-hard supporters here. I've got some guys who want to see me win. And that warms my heart so much. It's made me realize like this is the priority of my life. It's my work, it's my contribution to my followers, to my boys who have benefited from my lessons, my videos, my advice. This is the priority of my life, and I'm trying my absolute best to stay as disciplined as possible so I can just bring my best self to you. I promise you this is true. Like, I know this probably isn't like that special for a lot of people, no offense, but like I haven't even had sex for about 2 months now. For me, it's like, bro, the longest I'd go is like 24 hours. Like I'm an extremely like lustful guy. I don't want to be, but like I am, right? And for the last 2 months, like basically since I started meditation, I've just been saying to myself, just sacrifice lust to be a better man for my boys. I still want to have sex. I still want a woman, like I want a family. But not like, there's a difference between wanting a woman, a wife and children and family to like wanting just to like have casual sex, right? Just to fuck. And I just realized like that's just me just being undisciplined. That's just me just getting distracted. How can I be texting some random girl that I'm not going to be serious with when I can go onto Instagram, go onto my DMs, you know, my requests, and there's fucking guys who have backed me, there's guys who support me, there's guys who have like boosted my family business, and I can just reply to them. So I started to like really feel this 2 months ago, and I was like, bro, like I want a fucking family. I want like something serious in my life, right? I'm so ready for that. But in the meantime, sleeping around with a bunch of girls not fucking helping. It's not the disciplined thing to do. It's just the distraction. So I cut that out. And look, this isn't me just telling you my plan, my promise. This is me telling you what I've done for the last 2 months already before I recorded this video, right? So I hope you can take some respect for this. Like, this isn't me just saying like, oh, I'm going to try and do this thing. I have done this for the last fucking 2 months straight. I'm kind of proud, but also like, in some ways I'm not, because it's like, bro, I should have been doing this for fucking all this time, right? But we all have our like bad habits that are really hard to stop. Whether it's porn, video games, scrolling, whether it's sloth and gluttony and lust. Honestly, look, I'm not perfect. I'm a fucking retard. I'm fucking Jeffrey, right? I'll probably end up making the same mistake at some point in the future, maybe 6 months from now, maybe 12 months, maybe even fucking a month from now. I'll end up like saying, oh yeah, meditation's stupid, meditation's gay. I hope not, but there's always a chance. That's what life is like on the self-improvement journey, right? Can you remember how many fucking times you just randomly fell off and relapsed, and how certain you were that you were gonna fix the problem, and then you just fucking relapsed the same day? Can you remember? It must have been like 100 fucking times you've been in like a rut or you've fallen down, right? Well, the same thing happens to me. The only difference is I don't have a Hamza to give advice to me. There's been no Hamza for me. At least I have like, you know, been going on this path and then teaching my lessons to you. I've never had anyone I've watched online who's like given me advice like this, who I've ever thought like, wow, he actually is helping me to change my life. You know, there's people on YouTube who make videos and there's so much value in the video, but it's never been like the impact that it seems to have that I've had on you. So I hope you can fucking appreciate that, but also I need to respect that as much as possible to think, fuck me, I've got like a fucking duty here. I've got like a big reason to stay disciplined. And I'm not perfect, I'm gonna keep making fucking mistakes, but I hope you know I am taking this so much more seriously than I ever have done before. 62 days of meditation and counting. This problem of changing my mind, it seems to be something in the past now, and I'm so fucking proud of that. I hope you're proud of me too. Thank you for highlighting this problem for me. And I'm sorry it took me so fucking long to realize that you were right about this, that I was like changing my mind so much. I was in denial. But I'm so fucking glad of where I've got to now. Thank you for being here and do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah. By the way, no pressure, but there's a few links underneath this video that you can check out if you want to have a look at my paid programs. When you trust me enough and you feel like my free content has already changed your life, you can have a look at those.